Hey, thanks for Slythering-in. I am Symtherin. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if you are new. Today we are working on a community lot build, which I don't do very often here on the channel, but I really need to do more of because this was super fun. This is also a build for a collab that I am proud and excited to be a part for, and we've been working on it for a while, so it's so fun and exciting to finally get to share it with you all. The collab is called Villains in the City. It is hosted by Lady MXP over on Instagram and co-hosted by Witching Mermaid and Tattooed Simmer, all of which are super talented simmers, so you better check them out. But also along with them, check out the other builders, and there are some creative sim creators you guys have to check out. So all of that is going to be down in the description below. Please check them out, or you can follow the hashtag, which is also in the title of this video and in the description down below. The prompt of this collab is to basically reimagine or make builds and sims inspired by villains from comic books, TV shows, movies, etc., you name it. We rebuilt the worlds of San Myshuno, which we are here right now in the Fashion District. We're going to talk about that very soon. But also Moonwood Mill and Magnolia Promenade. When I was invited to work on this collab, I was super excited because villains are so cool. I tend to really like villains in things, which I don't know what that says about me, but not that I would celebrate them or root for them, but I don't know. I just love the characteristics and kind of the fun that villains bring to storytelling, I guess, if that makes sense. I'm rambling, but I had no idea what I wanted to do at first, and I was looking at the list of possible lots that I can choose from, and this lot here in the heart of Fashion District was pretty much placed down as meant to be a Capitol building type lot. So Fashion District, okay, Capital, okay. My mind went straight to President Snow in the Hunger Games. Now, I am very rusty on my Hunger Games lore and information. I did read the original book series back in the day and watch the movies. I have not read any of I think there was another book and there was definitely another movie recently that I have not seen. Okay, I want to preface that first. But President Snow really stood out to me as someone who throws these elaborate parties, very fancy, and obviously all of the guests were very fashionable, right? Hence the Fashion District. So I said to myself, what if President Snow moved to San Myshuno? What would that look like? And this is what we pretty much got. The shape of the build is pretty much together at this point, besides maybe some adjusting and things here and there, but this is what it looks like. And before I really started working on this, I kept looking at reference pictures from the movies, the original movies, of places President Snow had a mansion, but he also worked out of this Capitol building where a lot of events happened, and I was kind of intimidated, and it was I almost changed my idea, right? I was almost maybe I don't do this at all, but I don't know. I'm really happy I kind of stuck with it a little bit, and right now I'm trying to make a custom made, I don't know, Capitol building feature. If you guys have seen any kind of Capitol building, there's usually a dome on top with a lot of windows and things, and the round room, I couldn't get it small enough for my liking, so I kind of made my own with this debug gazebo thing. My words are failing me today, I apologize. And then we're just putting some windows there to kind of make it look like there are walls, but there aren't really walls, so this obviously isn't functional. I think I put a chandelier up there later. Anyway, I digress. I did almost change this, but I'm very happy that I didn't, because at first I was thinking I'm gonna have to recreate this thing like something from Hunger Games, and it was really scary. And then once I loaded into this lot, I was like, this is definitely not big enough to really recreate what I would imagine like I would have to recreate, right? Like there's a lot of platform work that would have needed to be done and a ton of stuff, perhaps a greenhouse of some sort. So this is where we're at. And then I reread the prompt of the collab that we're in, right? And it said, it didn't necessarily say that we had to recreate something, but it had to be inspired by the villain that we chose. So I was like, oh, I can do that. So this is my interpretation of what it would look like if President Snow moved to the heart of San Myshuno. You're probably asking yourself right now, Symtherin, if this is a community lot, why do you keep saying President Snow lives here? Because like he moved in or something? Yes, he moves here, right? I mean, he lives here. Wow, words. Okay, there is a bedroom and like an ensuite bathroom in this build because I imagined President Snow has to crash somewhere, you know? So I did not actually lock that door up there, but you can definitely lock that door if you don't want your Sims going in there. Because when I was playtesting this, there were like Sims just playtesting whatever that I really didn't intend for them to playtest. Like one Sim was like, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to sleep up here. I'm like, cool, this isn't your room, but okay. So I guess there's downfalls to that. Or if you choose to download the save file for this, which I will have linked in the description as soon as it's readily available to the public, you can like adjust that room to be whatever you really need it to be. But we do have a few features in here because honestly, I wanted to make sure this community lot had a few different things you can do here because it's not really like a nightclub kind of thing, but I also kept thinking like political. You want somewhere to like perform speeches, so we have that. But what else can happen at like a capital or city hall type place? Weddings. So you can do that here. I think I set the lot to be like a lounge though. So if you need to adjust that as well, you can definitely do that. I feel like it's pretty easy to do. In the front of this house, we have some like fountain features going on and stuff because I don't know. I thought having a water feature would be kind of cool here. And then we also get a bunch of like tables and chairs because I was thinking, you know, you can grab a drink from the bar, come sit outside and like mingle and talk to people. I really feel like I had a vision in my head, and I think I rewatched one of the scenes where Katniss and Peeta had to go to a party at the Capitol or at President Snow's place, and then they had to like dance or something. I forget which movie it was, so please forgive me. But I feel like I remember there being like some tables and chairs and people kind of standing around chit-chatting. So that was the thought process there, and that is what we are grabbing right now. Obviously, President Snow, you think of like snow and white, so that is the main theme of this build, which is kind of funny because I recently did a build, the coloring book challenge build, where you have to build in all white and then go back and color it in and pick different swatches and things and try to make things work together. So that was fun. If you haven't seen it, definitely go and check that out. I just personally found it funny for someone who rarely ever uses white as a dominant color in their builds. Now I've done like 2 builds with all white pretty much, and it's kind of crazy to think of that, but this one was really fun to do. So, and I'm gonna keep saying that. And I just broke the little clip thing off of my pen. That is very sad. If you guys don't know, when I'm doing these voiceovers, I'm usually fidgeting with something. And typically it's like a pen or a highlighter because that's what I have nearby. I should probably get like a legit fidget toy. But I have this pen here that I actually really like to fidget with when I'm talking with you guys, because at the top of it, you know, the clicker part that makes the pen part come out. Is there a word for that? I don't know. But anyway, I call him he because he's super cute. It's like a little round piece. He's got a little smiley face, really dopey looking, but he's got like a green fuzzy afro hair type thing. And that's the part I really like to fidget with the most. But I guess I didn't notice I was fidgeting with the clippy part of the pen. and I broke that off, which I tend to do a lot with my pens actually, which is yeah, funny story, I guess. We got way off topic. Let's get back into the build. I forgot how fast things move after I start furnishing for like a community lot build, because I think a lot of it tends to be somewhat repetitive, especially if you're like repeating tables and chairs and things like that. So once I figured out what to do with whatever space I'm working on at the time, it moved pretty quickly. I think the hardest part was really getting the shape together. Up here on this first lower balcony part, we start with a couch, but I think that couch goes away. It goes to the other side because I get like a DJ booth up here because I found one that is actually pretty modern looking. I don't typically like use the DJ booths or anything, but it was really cool to kind of use that here. And we have a table, of course. And at some point, you are going to see me start putting TVs everywhere. This was my boyfriend's idea. He was like, yep, see, we're putting a TV and it's outside and exposed to the weather element, so keep that in mind. But he was like, you need TVs literally everywhere because it's the Hunger Games and they need a way to watch literally the Hunger Games. And I was like, oh my God, you are a genius. Thank you so much for that tip. So there is literally a TV or two in every room, pretty much. It seems like, besides the bathrooms, I didn't put any TVs in there. So if you hate when you're on a community lot and everyone's just gathering around the TVs, you might want to delete those. You might, unless you are playing out the, Hunger Games kind of story. Here, I found these flags or banners from Bot 2. I wasn't really sold on the green and orange swatch of them. Later on, I do find some that are like white and blue. So I switch them out for that much later. And maybe you'll see that in a little bit. I can't remember if that was on camera. We also get some banners up here. I'm thinking maybe they represent each district or something. But we are working on our first room, actually on the inside. This room is pretty much the bar and like indoor seating room, I guess. I don't know what you really want to call it. I guess it's just a bar. But this is where your Sims can come and get their drinks. I felt like that was very, very important. Or if you're doing a wedding here, this could be like your reception area, just some thoughts and things that it could work for, I guess. And for some reason, I really thought the pinks were working very well with like the white of the build, really, because everything is white. And the pinks brought like a nice little touch of color. I don't know if that's very President Snow, but I liked it. So I definitely took some creative liberty there. We are getting some more decal around this bar here. I tried to find a rug, but I don't think I end up getting one unless I keep that one. Don't remember. But besides this bar, we do have a little sofa in the corner. We get some more tables and chairs, the same ones we did outside. And there's, of course, another TV in here as well. But I hope you guys are having a great week so far. And down in the comments below, let me know if you've seen Hunger Games, read Hunger Games. Like, what's your relationship with the Hunger Games? I personally remember really enjoying the books. So much so that I got my boyfriend to read them too. And then we kind of watched the movies later together. I remember watching the first movie. This is my opinion, okay? My opinion, of course. I watched the first movie with someone who actually didn't read the books, and they were very confused about what was going on. And I think it was just that there were some parts where if you didn't have the book context, you were probably a little lost. And I haven't like watched those movies in a very long time, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if that like still holds true today or anything. I should probably rewatch them. I actually told my boyfriend the other day, I said, you know what we should watch? We should watch Twilight, because I also haven't watched any of the Twilight films in so long. I think the last time I watched it, I don't even think I watched the last film. I actually used to babysit a girl, and I was like, I'm getting paid to take this girl to go see Twilight. And I was such like a Twilight hater. I love the books. Let me preface that. And I know we're talking about a whole different series right now, but I love the Twilight books. My friend got me into them and I borrowed her copies and I read through them so fast. But then the movies were just like, And I hear that like if you revisit the movies later, then it's like a work of art, right? That's what I've heard from a friend. And I really need to revisit them. But I did enjoy the books. But where was I going with this? I don't know. I told him we should rewatch Twilight. Maybe we should rewatch Hunger Games as well. I think that might be fun. The entryway here I don't think is too special. We have like a little sculpture in the middle. You can walk into the bathroom, the stairs, and some seating. It's really pretty simplistic, I think, it's a community lot. I didn't know what else really to do. If I had a little more room, I really would have liked to make a more grand staircase. However, I do almost wish I maybe closed that off because technically I imagine maybe upstairs being more of like an apartment for President Snow kind of thing. But of course there's also a library up there, so if your Sims need to do some research and get their logic skill, there's also a chess table, but I'm ahead of myself. This side of the build, or this wing, I guess you can say, this one becomes the like wedding chapel slash podium room, I guess, like speech room. I don't know how you want to call it. But yeah, this is where pretty much your Sims can come and get married, or your Sim can come and practice their speech. There's also a piano in here, so if you're working on like your piano skill or your musical talented skills, I don't know what kind of sentence that was, but it was a sentence. But yeah, that's all in here, so that's super fun, and I loved using these like artwork pieces from, I think that came from Love Struck, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, it's blending it. Speaking of which, we just got a huge base game update where I think you can actually change like your sim into like an occult sim in Create a Sim. And then there are some other things. I think there were some patch fixes, but it was the big Ghost update too, so they've made some changes to Ghost. And then you can woohoo the Grim Reaper now, which I know a lot of Simmers are very excited for. Let me know down in the comments below if you're excited for that. And if you're planning on having any spooky grim babies, I don't know, that might be fun. But that is all in preparation for the launch of the new Life and Death expansion pack, which comes out literally next week, and I am super excited for it. I cannot wait to get started on some build ideas that I have, and it's going to be a good old time. The Sims team also announced the next two kits that we are going to be getting, I believe November 14th, which honestly I was really surprised that they announced it before this next pack even comes out. I would have imagined they would have waited till after. I don't know. That is my opinion, but I do appreciate them kind of beating everyone else to the punch because I was getting a little tired of those leaks that kept happening. Like, can we let the Sims team show off their work maybe a little bit? I don't know. I feel like if I was working in a field like that, or even like I do work in a field where sometimes I create something like training materials or things, and if someone leaks it and shows it off to someone before I can actually, maybe show off what I've done that I'm really proud of, that would kind of suck. When you put it in that perspective, that would really suck. But anyway, these two kits are the first of our creator kits. One of those kits is a Create a Sim kit called Sweet Slumber Party, and that is by the simmer called Trill-like. I really hope I'm saying that right. This is my first time being introduced to this simmer, so I'm really excited to kind of get to know them and their content a little bit as far as like what they're all about and stuff. So I'm really excited for them for this opportunity, of course. But the build kit is called the Cozy Kitsch. I think that's how you say it, by Myshuno-san. And I have been following Myshuno-san for a minute now, and they're one of the amazing CC creators who I kind of admire their stuff from far. And every once in a while, I'm like, maybe I'll like put this in my game, but I don't really do custom content. I did like a couple of builds within my first year, I think, being on YouTube here, and I talked about it in that video, but and I think a couple others. Going CC shopping, I don't know, it stresses me out a little bit. I just feel like there are a lot of options, and I that making decisions really sucks for me. Like, I mean, I can make some decisions, okay? But like shopping sucks for me because I'm like, I either want everything or nothing, and I don't have like any in between, if you know what I mean. But I am talking through the library here. This library, pretty simple. You have a desk, we get a couple of chairs so that President Snow can invite the champions or people from other districts to come and chat. I'm imagining it, maybe I don't know, but I feel like he did something similar with Katniss and Peeta. He's definitely met with them in some kind of similar fashion. Okay, I don't know. I should have done some research before talking to you guys about this, but I digress. It's a busy week for me. I kind of had to get this voiceover done now, or it wasn't gonna happen. I do wish I had a different like desk chair, more so like with a bigger back. I just couldn't find one that really was fitting the vibe, but I really like the swatch on the one I chose here. I just kind of wish it was bigger. Maybe I could have sized it up with the tool mod, but I honestly didn't think of that until right this second. But we're just grabbing some clutter. I don't remember if I keep the clock on the statue here. And I even thought about just making a little clock wall over here, thinking like, I don't know if there's different time zones in each district, but that could potentially be a thing. Here on the landing of our second floor, I put this like little mappy area item thing from, I think that's from Cats and Dogs, and I covered it up with some, I don't remember where those end tables are from, which pack they are, but I kind of wanted to blend it in, of course, because it doesn't have a white swatch. And anyway, that is what I imagined would be like President Snow planning the Hunger Games or anything. But here, I'm actually making a custom TV frame. It took me like a couple of tries to find the right frame for it, but if you size up that picture frame and then kind of put it with the TV, the frame TV, maybe it could work with another TV. I probably didn't have to use the framed one, but I did. Okay. But I just felt like the regular frame on those TVs weren't fancy enough, you know? I feel like it needed a little more of that antique-ish feel, if you know what I mean. Like the feel that I see on my TikTok and Reel pages all the time. See, I'm doing it again here with this painting from Modern Lux, and over here we are going to grab the chess table and a couple of chairs and things, but that is pretty much it for this part of the build. The next part is the bedroom, where I do a little bit, something a little different. I do get the bed up on a platform piece and block it off with a half wall, I think. I thought President Snow would love to cuddle up in his bed under his heavy blankets and watch the Hunger Games, or like old clips of the Hunger Games, and kind of relive some of his favorite moments. If he has favorite moments, I don't know. Because, okay, the thing with President Snow is I believe he was a champion of one of the Hunger Games, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm pretty sure that's what that recent movie is about, right? So please forgive me again for not being very knowledgeable in this. I really need to I need to update myself on current things, and especially in the fandom world. I've been so bad with that recently. Anyway, I just thought like he would like to cuddle up and watch those clips, but maybe I'm wrong, because maybe he has some kind of trauma and doesn't want to relive certain things. Who knows, you know? But maybe if that's the case, then there's something else he likes to watch and cuddle up in bed and try and forget. Because I'm the same way. I need the TV on usually when I go to bed. It is so bad. I know it's not good for you or anything, but I just like the noise and I like the company, and it's just very comforting for me. But anyway, here is the bed. Of course, we're going very fancy with it. We are going to get, I think, some more different tiling up here. I think the checkerboard pattern, because I thought it was fun. And we've got end tables from Modern Luxe. We are going to grab a TV and an end table and all of that good stuff. So plenty of stuff in here. On the other side of the wall, we just put a couch, a coffee table, and a dresser. On top of that dresser, I pick out a trophy that I imagined would have been his prize for being a champion in one of the Hunger Games, you know? I tried to use that canopy piece that we got from Lovestruck, which I always forget because I feel like that one is still buried in the menu somehow. And the only way you can find it is if you filter for Lovestruck and then go to like show all items or whatever. At least that's the only way I'm able to find them. So I don't think of them except for like things like this, but I'm not a huge fan of that item, to be honest, and especially in this like type of style of bedroom, if you know what I mean. I am playing around with different types of statues and things, a globe, and trying to see if there's anything else I can put in this room. But I think this pretty much is it. I don't think I get anything in those corners. We just kind of call it and say, this is it. But here's where I get the table and we get the TV, and I kind of squeeze that in there and get a wall up here and stuff. It's super fun and super simple. I really like this bedroom. And then you already saw the bathroom. I think we talked right through that. The downstairs one I did off camera. But yeah, this has been the Villains in the City collab build for President Snow if he lived in the heart of Fashion District in San Myshuno. Once again, guys, if you want to check it out and stay updated on the release of the save file, I believe Lady MXP is going to be streaming over on Twitch. I'll have those dates listed down below too, so you can kind of see it, where she's pretty much going to tour all of the builds over a couple of days, I think. So that should be super fun. I really hope I can make one of those streams, fingers crossed. But don't go anywhere, because we're about to jump into live mode and actually give this a little good old playtest. Welcome to another playtest featuring Sim. Just don't look at her shoes. What? Since Sim has been so good playtesting builds for us recently, it's time for a night on the town. And what better place to come than here, President Snow's Capitol building slash home thing. I cannot afford anything as far as hiring staff, so we're gonna do our favorite thing, motherload. Hire. We can splurge. Let's do it. And we need to hire a mixologist. Where are you? You are up here. Okay. Let's start on the bottom floor though. So we've got people starting to come, but I'm pretty sure most of these should, you know, pretty much work. We have a lot of TVs around. I'm not too worried about those not working, although these outside may break. So fair warning there, especially during like weird weather and stuff. But let's, I guess, test the bar, because that is going to be very important. Let's make not make a drink, order a drink. Let's order our favorite drink and let's see what that is. I'm very curious. Well, we are ordering our favorite drink right now. I wonder where our DJ is though. There's already a DJ. What is it? Is this some red wine? Girl. Plumberry nectar. That actually sounds really good. So, are we gonna have a DJ? I guess not. Can we dance? Music must be playing nearby. I need a DJ. But actually, can the DJ get in here? You know what? That might be our issue. I know I like kind of sized it down, but maybe if we kind of move this over. I really like the flowers here, but we might have to move it just for this to actually function the way it's supposed to. You know, let's do that. And then maybe we get rid of one of the dance floors because I don't think we're going to be able to fit both here. Let's do that and hope that that works. I think you're my DJ, no? Where is the DJ? There she is. Okay, that's awesome. Let's just dance. Just typical dance. Look at this. Let's get the walls up. At night, this build is going to pop off. There she goes. It's not that big of a dance floor, but I think that's okay. And I know you guys can't hear the music. I don't have like streamer friendly music selected in the settings, and I usually keep my sound off. But great, that works. We are getting a little hungry, so maybe we grab some food. Order food. Let's just get fish and chips. It's not as lively as I guess I would have thought it would be. It's also early in the night though, so we'll see. We're gonna eat our fish and chips. But yeah, this room also has a TV so that, you know, you can watch the Hunger Games. Okay, we are done eating. We are going to move on to the bathroom. Just make sure this works here. We'll use it and wash our hands. Very sanitary. I don't know if this is gonna work with other Sims in here because these guys are technically not closed off, but that was a design choice I was willing to make. Sorry. If you need to, you can probably just close it off or put some stalls in there, but I think the stalls are pretty big. Let's check out over here. Can we play? Let's hire a pianist. How about that? And I thought this podium was functional, but maybe not. There are different podiums though, so I don't know why this isn't working. Okay, let's walk down the aisle, even though we're not getting married or anything, but I want to see if it's functional. Hi! Great, awesome. And then we can fantasize about weddings. I would assume that if that works, then I assumed you can get married. I wasn't going to try it, but cool. And our pianist is up here, and that is all set. Great. I think that's the gist for down here. I think our DJ's still going. Upstairs, we have a chess table. Let's play with this random person. I don't know. Oh, oops. I just said, don't play the piano. Are you coming? Come here. We just made her play by herself. That's so rude. Sim doesn't have permission to use this object. I don't know what that means. I can't play at all. Well, that's fun. Okay, let's view this. This is the item I'm pretty sure I was talking about in the speed build. We can stop chatting. At least they're using it, so I'm guessing it works, but I don't know why I don't have permission. But that's where we're going to plan the Hunger Games. I do want to see this working. Oh, and our computer works over here in the office, so that's great. Look at that. Nice custom made frame there. That looks so cool. Enjoy the Hunger Games. Well, he tested this out for us, which is great. I'm pretty sure these are functional. Let's move over to this bedroom. He's already sleeping, so I guess this is the benefit of playtesting a community lot. There's just going to be Sims there playtesting things for you. You're doing too much Sim at once. I know your social is so low. We have to test this bathroom now first, and then we will be on our way. Okay, there we go. And beautiful. Well, that was pretty quick, short, and sweet. Hopefully you guys don't mind that. Here's a nice view of our Capitol building here in San Myshuno if President Snow from the Hunger Games moved here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to check out the other builders in this collab and Create a Sim Simmers as well, because all of them are super awesome and all of their information is down in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! I am just so desperate for social that I just keep pulling anyone and everyone to talk to. And our DJ said, forget you guys, I'm gonna dance to my own music over here. Even though her DJ booth is all the way over there. Okay, I switched out this podium and this one works. So this one's from City Living. First I thought they were all here for me, but they're tipping her. So I guess I'm not that important.